And we're live and welcome. Here we go. So, happy weekend, happy Sunday. Today, I'm going to share with you three key things that you got to do to start living the life that you deserve, the life that you so badly want. So, we're going to be brief. It's not a tight time schedule. And I just like to share with you something. I haven't gone live like this for some time. And I thought, why not today on this Memorial weekend? Share with you a little gift and invite you for improvement, inviting for mindset growth, some of the things that I do to help me and help many people across the world. So, welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Kamal. I've written multiple books and I have a couple of audios and videos that can really help transform people's lives to that better. So, it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, corporate leader, that can help you. I know it does that for real. So, how do you start living the life that you want? What do you have to do? I'm going to break it down quickly and briefly. And really, it's based on 150 years of science and psychology. There's a lot of stuff out there, and there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really work. But most people are running around with random ideas. And really, it's the coaching industry is just a mess. So, I'm going to break it down very briefly to you. All right. So, there's three things that you got to do. We got to go from not knowing to knowing, and I call that studying, right? So you have to study. You have to study the thing that you want so bad, and you got to get really good at it, and that's study. So first you got to get the mindset right, and that's how you study. The second is you got to get some mentorship. You got to get some guidance from somebody that knows what they're doing to help you really excel. The wheel is already round. You don't need to recreate it. If you want, you can. It's going to take you a whole long time, but I'd rather follow somebody that's done something right. And the accountability and the mentorship is the key. Like, we don't know what we don't know. I was struggling for a long time until I really figured out there is a better way. There is somebody that knows how to do this that can show me the way. And that's when things got really fast. So it took me kind of 22 years to get so many degrees, so many positions, but then things were kind of stagnant. It was like at that income level that's not really moving. It doesn't really break the needle. So then I got somebody to help me, and really things got fast. So study, mentorship, and accountability, and that's how it really works. That's how it really become that next level. But how do you? Why it doesn't happen to so many? That is the mystery. Because you can go out there, you can read the books, you can get the courses, you can get the degrees, you can even change the job, and it doesn't really happen. So, but it does happen for some people, but for a lot of people, it doesn't. It doesn't really stick. So, how come it does for the few and for the many, it doesn't? How come 95% of the people are stuck and frustrated and living paycheck to paycheck? And really, the struggle is real. I gotta tell you, the struggle is real. It's probably why I do this. It's probably why I share like that freely online. Some of the things that you're gonna get from me, people pay tens of thousands of dollars for. Well, the struggle is real because what I call and what's known as is this paradigm, this program, this parasite. There's a bug. Literally, there's a bug just like this programmed in your head that does not allow you to move. It got its hold on you. So if you see anybody with something like this out there, that's my idea. That's the thing, right? Is a bug stuck, and we got to get this bug changed. Now most people going on by hammering at the bug, trying to get this bug out, nailing it out. It doesn't really work. And if you do get it out, guess what? A week later, 2 months later, it comes back because you're programmed. So, and that's how I learn it. And the best way to go about it is to change this program, change your paradigm. Just like this phone. Like this phone is, I think, version 15, right, on it. And it just gets a new program every now and then. So you just need a whole new program to help you really grow. But most people go at it the old-fashioned way. You go to school, you get a job, you get a course, you get a degree, but your program is there. You're set at a certain level, and you don't really move the needle. Now, if you want to move the needle, you're going to have to change the program, because the program gets you there all the time. But how do you change the program? Well, how you change the program is what's this little side screen here on my screen, is how you change it. You got to study. You need to get the framework that is successful, that's 150 years in the making. All right. You got to get some mentorship and accountability and how to do it for you, because you have a specific case. You are you. You're there's only you, and then you gotta get some accountability. You are going to have to do some things differently. Most of you don't do things differently. Now, once I started doing this, that's when my health started to change. That's when my income started to change. That's when my opportunities opened up. That's when my millions started to change. And it just keeps getting better. So now it's just a matter of expansion. How much more do I want to expand? How much more do I want to feel? How much more do I want to grow? Right. So it's that program. So if you look up some of the videos from before and if you hear about that, we are set to a certain level, even though you can grow on your own, but we are programmed. This programming comes from this environment and comes from the conditioning that you're in and comes from what you've been told. And you've accepted that when you were a kid. And now that you've accepted it, it just stays there. So that's why I call it like you have this bug. No matter what you do, you don't get better. No matter how many books you've studied, no matter how many coaches you go to, there's a bug. And if you don't know how to change the bug to get it out, to build a new one, you're not going to do it. Right. And that's the thing that you got to do. So, how do you do it? Study that takes you from fear, worry, and doubt to knowledge, which is faith, which gets you to growing and accepting the new idea. And it's gotta be a goal as well. You gotta have a reason why you want it. You're gonna have to want to do it without even getting paid for it. That's how badly you want to be in love with this idea. And then you're gonna need this mentorship and accountability to get you to move, because we don't need to recreate the wheel. Like we already have an iPhone. You don't need to create an iPhone all over again. You just have to want to make it better, right? So how do you make it better? You're gonna have to get the right people, right resources, right mastermind to make this idea better. And third, accountability. Now, this is where I struggled as well for a long time, even though I had so many degrees and so many managers and so many different companies. Uh, we can tell ourselves we're going to do something, but we just don't do it. Like, how many of you right now have a piece of workout, some kind of gym, some kind of bicycle, some kind of set of weights, and you bought them and you paid your money and you said, you know what, I'm going to work out. And you probably did the first 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week. And guess what? You didn't work out. Give you another example. How many people know how to lose weight? I mean, if you do know how to lose weight, you can raise your hand, but I can't see you because I don't know where the chats are at in here. A lot of people know how to lose weight. A lot of people know how to work out. A lot of people know how to get fit and get better, but you don't do it. So how come? Think about it. Like, I want to make you think, right? You have to start living the life that you want, not the one that I want. This is your life. So if you know how to work out, if you know how to lose weight, and you know how to get fit, or if you know how to earn more money, but you don't do it. So who's in charge? Who is in charge? You can have businesses and offices where people are side by side. She's doing amazing and he sucks. They've got the same opportunity in the same business in the same real estate office. She does $1 million a year and he does $100,000 a year. How come? Same education, same degree. So this is where I get to what I call my lesson two, the knowing doing gap. And this is what you're gonna get. This is the initial part of the framework to get you to set a goal, to get you to set a goal to live the life that you want, to get you to set a goal to start having an objective towards what you really want and get you connected to it. This is the base of the framework. I learned this from amazing people. I've been mentored by the best of the best. So when I wanted to do this, I did not want to go cheap. I wanted to, you know what? If this is going to mess with my mind, I want to be sure it's the right thing to do. And then I did it. And then some people started asking me to help them. I started helping them. Then COVID years came, started helping more people for free. And then this mentor of mine, who really helped me when it was really, really bad. I was in trouble. I was in bad shape. And I was like down in a hole. Like I needed the help. I had one of these big bugs stuck in my head because things were not moving. And he said, Kamal, if I'm going to help you, you're going to have to follow some certain conditions. And if you follow, you're going to get results. And if you don't, you're not going to get results. I said, okay, what's it going to take? And then he said, this is what's going to take. Are you going to do it? Are you up for doing this? So I accepted the challenge and I said, okay, I will do everything you tell me to. So I followed some directions. I followed some clear set directions that set the stage and the course on this trajectory of living the life I want. And this is what this talk is all about. Are you living the life that you want? Are you living the life of your dreams? And I'm not talking about just money. Money is just one thing. There's many other ways to live a life, right? So he helped me. So then I took this information and I started helping other people that are like me, because that's the best way to do it, right? For those who are just like us. And for first, I did it for free. But now, I have multiple books, I have multiple courses, videos, audios, and you can get them, you can listen to them. We have these masterminds that we meet and do a bunch of stuff in them. Some people sell real estate, some people do books, some people do, well, I don't know, all kind of stuff. Last time there was 26 people, so I don't know what they all do, but I know quite a few of them. So that's the thing, right? That is the thing. What are you wanting to do? What is the life that's gonna set you free? So you're gonna get the basics very, very quickly, but you're gonna have to follow some direction. This is just another one of those things where you get and nothing and you think you're gonna get better. You're not gonna get better, because the knowing doing gap is very, very strong. You know how to do it, but you don't do it. I remember that one line that he's told me. He said, "You gotta do it by yourself, but you can't do it alone." And that's why when I offer you these things that I said at the beginning, when I offer you something, is I'm going to be there for you along the way. You have to do it by yourself. You're going to have to do it, but you can't do it alone because of this thing, the mentorship and the accountability. I have somebody right now that's really, we've just been talking for the last couple months, and he's just about to open his new business. He's just about to venture into a whole new area. Another guy is about to get promoted. So it's really your call of what you want. I don't know what you want. As a matter of fact, I don't care what you want. We'll find out what you want. Even most people are lost. Most people don't know what you want. And there's this example that this previous mentor used to use. Said, you stop anybody on the street and ask them, what do you really want? If money is not the objective, what do you really want? They'll say, I want this, I want freedom, and I want no. Well, no, what do you really want? You gotta get specific. You gotta be measurable, objective, just like the way this chart is, right? The way this chart is on the screen, right? What do you really want? Like, you have to set it. Now, in another session, I'll talk more about income. I'll talk more about money. I'll be a little bit more specific in terms of the scope, because a lot of people are scared when you talk about money. So this time, I'm not going to do the whole money talk, but I will eventually, right? I will talk about it, because it's very important. Like, without money, you can't do much. And if you haven't solved that problem, you're going to have a whole other set of problems. So once you solve that problem and you get yourself onto this path of freedom, then you can start doing other things. Then you can start helping more others, right? That's just how it works. And that's the system. So if you're interested in something like this, if you're interested to start living if you've tried, especially if you've tried, if you have tried some systems out there and they were not successful, this is probably for you. Because this is going to help you break free. I have so many people that said, well, I've taken so many courses. I've studied with John Maxwell. I've studied with Tony Robbins. I've studied with this, studied with that. It didn't happen. Why? Because they did not connect with this paradigm idea, with this parasite that's stuck in their head. And I'm going to help you get this thing out and put a new one, put a new program. Yeah, we're going to put a whole new program that you want, that you're going to run on. And guess what? You're going to start living the life that you want on your terms. I know it works because hundreds of people are doing it. Hundreds of thousands. As a matter of fact, on one of the audiobooks that I have up there, 130,000 people are listening to it now every day. It's crazy what this can do. As I said, this stuff is like science and psychology of growth. And I'm so excited where this is going to go, because we're working on the graphics, we're working on the site, we're working on a podcast, we're working on the YouTube channel. There's so many ways, so many things happening just because of this. And I just keep doing good, and good keeps happening. All right. It's easy. Study, elite level mentorship, and accountability. So that's how it works. And so if you want it, you go to that site and you get it, and you just get started. You get started at any level that you want. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you got to do it by yourself, but you can't do it alone. We all need this wisdom and guidance to come into our life. All right, that's just how it works. So Once we get that, then you're going to start building some certain habits. These habits are going to give you some results. You're going to start thinking and feeling and acting the way you want to become, and everything else is going to change. But really today I want to focus on these three ideas. This system that works, and that works all the time and works for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're in Africa, it doesn't matter if you're in the Middle East, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada or the US or Australia. This is global. I've met people from all over the world that are doing it because I'm sharing with them. You just think about this idea that I just gave you. You know how to do many things, but you don't do them. Why? Why don't you do them? Who is in charge? This knowing doing gap concept is huge and it's vast. This gap exists miles apart between what you know what to do and what you actually do. And if we can get you just to break free just on that, you're going to be amazed what you can do. You're going to be amazed. I know that, and you know that. But the key is, are you up for doing this, right? Is this the week where you say, "Man, I'm going to really start living the life that I want?" There's hundreds of examples. You can go on the site, you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on many other places and really see the change. I think if I want to get you to go to LinkedIn, I have to change the website. Let me replace screen sharing with, let me see what is it with this one. Yeah. So if you go there, you can see a whole bunch of stuff. You can see everybody that knows me, everybody that's following. There's like hundreds of thousands of followers. And I don't really do much of it now. Thank goodness. Uh, the assistant does all of it. I just have to talk to the people when they actually say, "Hey, man, I really want to have a conversation." Otherwise, people come in, they get the information, and we just have a couple conversation. Off we go. This is not hard. It's not difficult. It's just different than what you're used to. All right. So, my last thought for you is this. I'm gonna bring up a picture. I think I'm gonna bring out a picture. Okay. I want to bring out a picture, and this is going to really illustrate this paradigm that we're on. Okay, so if you haven't gone to the LinkedIn, this is my LinkedIn connection. You can follow me there. I put on a lot of stuff every week, but I want to share with you something else. All right, what's happening to you is this: you are stuck. I was stuck, just like you were stuck, and that you're probably still stuck. We're all stuck at a different level. So this picture of this thermostat, with me for a second. We are at a certain level, right? And we are going to stay at that level. So for that thermostat in that house, in that room, right? If it stays 72, even if the door opens or the windows open, the house will stay at 72. So when we say we're stuck at a certain level, that's how we're stuck. Just like that thermostat keeps the house at a certain level, at a certain temperature. And that could happen to your income, that can happen to your thinking, that could happen the way you act, the way you behave, the way you are, the time you wake up, how you react to things instead of respond. You're stuck at that level, just like that thermostat. That you have a set point. Salespeople have a set point. What if we can change this set point? What if this set point can change? And you're probably thinking, can you do that? Of course you can. You can change the set point. And I can teach you how to do that very, very quickly, as a matter of fact. The fastest I was able to change a set point on one of the behaviors I wanted was about 14 days. And some people say it will take 21 days for a habit, or 60 days, or 90, or 100. But for me, it was 14. So we're set at different level, at the income level, at the job level, at the position level. So many people that I work with, for example, they want to be promoted and they can't get promoted, and they don't know how to get promoted because they're stuck at that level. Well, once we change the thermostat, guess what? They are going to get promoted. And if they don't get promoted where they are, somebody else will promote them to where they want to be, because their thermostat will shift. So where would you like your thermostat to be? Where would you like to shift? I bet you want to shift somewhere other than where you are right now. I know that. How do I know that? Because I've been in your shoes. I know how that works. I've been in the game for a long time, and it's really up to you to this age. So there's an easy way and then there's a hard way. I suggest you do the easy way because the easy way just works. Okay. The easy way is basically you follow somebody that's done it and they've figured it out and you're safe. It's like a shortcut. Like you go from A to B. It's just like the GPS code. You put the GPS and the GPS, you follow direction and you get to the destination. If you don't follow the GPS and you don't know how to get there, you're gonna go left and you're gonna go right, you're gonna go up and you're gonna go down. You'll be lost. It's gonna take you forever. You may never even get there. Well, the GPS has already been mapped out. Already been mapped out. So that's it. You follow the direction, you do the work, and you start seeing results. It happens in less than 30 days. Less than 30 days. I was just talking to one of the clients. She's not with me anymore. She's on her own. She's now selling her art for like $100,000 a piece, $5,000 a piece, 10,000. She's never done it in the 65 years that she's been around, and she's a beautiful person. She's a beautiful artist, but she's never been able to do it. What she wanted to break through that barrier, and that's what she did. That's how she benefited from it. So go ahead and look it up on one of the pages. Okay. And that's the message for today. You can start living the life that you want. You're just gonna have to make a decision, all right? You're gonna make a real decision that today is the day. Today is the day that I'm really gonna wake up. Today is the day that this is really for me. Now, listen, hundreds of people have done this. Hundreds. I can't even count anymore. At some point you just you only remember the names of those who are private and you work with them one on one. But otherwise, there's a lot of people that are listening to this, studying it. I put it in my car, just plug it in, and every time I go in the car, listen to it, and it just drives this parasite out and puts in the new program that you want, and boom, off you go. So with that, I'm going to leave you with the one final invitation. Often on Sundays, all right, often on Sunday nights, which is like today, we have a mastermind and a book club, and many people show up, and we study things like this. And this is the free way. Now we don't let everybody come in, but we let some people come in. So if you're interested, look up somewhere here on the screen and see if you can sign up. Go to that page, and you'll start getting the links and the emails. And as long as you show up, you're a good person, and you are on camera, and you have to participate, we'd love to have you. But you have to be the kind of person that want to give, because when you come to a mastermind, the job is to add to it, not to take away. If you're coming in it to take, that's not a good process. So with that, I want to wish you the best. Happy Memorial Weekend, and thanks for those who served before and those who sacrificed their life, and thanks to those who are serving right now in many different parts of the world to keep the place safe, keep many countries safe. And I wish you all an amazing weekend. If I can help anyway, reach out. Otherwise, have a blessed weekend. Take care. Cheers.